Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the casting desk here at DreamLeague with myself, ODPixel, and of course, Dreskel. And we are here with Game 2 between 4Clovers and NiP. And the draft is underway. So, as always, let's get you guys into it. And so we can have a look what's going on. And my goodness, it's a puck, Andy.
One of my favorite heroes, actually. Even though my win rate on it is absolutely abysmal.
But Jonas, some fans win rate. If it is good, or Limp, we've seen them both have some. I seem to remember some pretty phenomenal games that they've both had on the puck.
I mean, they're both very, very good puck players, to say the least. And this hero did just get a couple of buffs. The orb moves a little bit faster now. I think it's about a 50 speed increase from what it was before. So instead of 600, it's 650, which does make a sizable difference. It still travels the same distance. It just goes faster.
Okay.
Right. So it's easier to land, you know, more consistent, stuff like that. It's all good. What else did they do? I know they did something else, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's okay. Owen's on the case.
I'm on the case.
He's going to hook me up.
They also reduced the Dream Coil cooldown by 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
So, obviously being able to use your ult more often is great. 75-second cooldown, I'll say that's nothing. You know, 75 seconds, that's once every 3 creep waves. Actually, it's less than once every 3 creep waves, so very consistent kind of game controlling pace hero like that from Puck, and I think that's kind of the biggest problem that he's had, or she. I don't even remember if it's a he or is she.
I think it's gender, isn't it? It's gender.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But
it.
Right. So I like it against Shaker. I like it against Queen. Queen is typically not the BKB buyer until like a third item, maybe most games, because you know you want Aghanims first. Sometimes you want Orchid. Maybe you want both.
Yules.
Yeah, and then you go into BKB after that. So there's a lot of time for the Puck to be able to do that space creating thing that it likes to do so much in the early game. But as far as the bans go, a lot of carries being banned out, as well as offlaners. Only one support, so Night Stalker, Husker. We've been seeing a lot of that.
We have. Yeah. We have indeed. And of course, if you're going to ban out the Husker against someone, Arrow's Husker, you know, you've got to be a little bit wary of that. We've seen him in previous patches, like to pick it up as a bit of a cheese pick.
He was a Husker hipster.
He was. He certainly was. And, well, Scarf Mage. Okay, this the item, the hero of choice, and then Undying from NiP.
This screams aggression from both teams. Yeah, really.
I mean, love it.
I actually think that NiP has the better early aggression because they already have Ogre Undying, two of the best lane bullies in the business right now. So, I mean, between the two of them, they're going to be able to dominate lanes. I think last game, they were maybe a bit frustrated that they still managed to do well in their off lane, but the Doom just ended up being too much for them to deal with. And, I mean, off that Swift Ending was just getting really good Dooms off on pretty much everyone that he wanted to, and on Era and that fight bottom, where it started, like, turning the tides of the game, and then they continued that momentum there without. But now NiP, they've got the early game. Like, there is no question in my mind that these heroes, they will run at you, and it will be terrifying. A Shaker and a Skywrath, they don't have the kind of damage output that they need to be able to deal with them early, so what are they going to fall back on? Are they going to go for the Doom 2 games in a row? The hero is obviously sustainable.
It's still there. It's for certain. I mean, one thing as well that I really like about NiP's draft so far is it's very flexible.
Yes.
Puck could be soloing in any of the lanes. Ogre and Undying, we've seen the Ogre off lane being pulled off by Empire earlier today. Maybe NiP want to go for a bit of that. Maybe they want to do it on his own. Maybe they want to put Undying with him. Maybe they want to add a third hero there, run an aggressive tri lane, keep pucking the solo safe. There's a lot of opportunities and different options for NiP to go from. 4Clovers, they can go for the jug.
Venomancer.
Interesting. So, Venomancer here, I'm kind of leaning more towards a core, actually. Because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, if you max Plague Wards, and you have Undying Tombstone and Puck Coil Ogre to fall back on, you can force the fight wherever you want, and you can take the map control away. Right now, 4Clovers, they got 2 heroes who can clear out the wards, so they have the Skywrath, they got the Queen. So they have some ways of dealing with that. And you can see that 4Clovers are really scared of that early 5-man. They're going to take out the Drow Ranger, very good ban coming in from them. And now NiP, they're going to need something with sustain. If it is going to end up being a core Venomancer, I wouldn't be too shocked to see something like Dazzle come out.
Okay.
And for 4Clovers right now, I think we're both kind of assuming that it's going to probably be an offlane Shaker, unless they want to get even more damage. Because I guess Tiny and Clock are still available.
10 seconds remaining.
But I don't know if Tiny matches up that well here. Oh, Omni Knight.
Omni Knight indeed.
Day of experimentation here, Owen.
That's an interesting one. It's because I mean at the moment, I guess the repels are going to be nice. Guardian Angel. I mean, there's not really a lot of right clicks coming out from the side of NiP, so I guess you know, the little that they have will be nullified when they put the ult. But, well, I mean, the lane sustain is going to be fantastic with the pushes. Juggernaut, of course, with the healing ward. Omni Knight with his heal as well, and Scarif with the just the long range harass, being able to force back NiP, making it hard for them to jump in.
5 seconds remaining.
What do they pick up against this now that they've seen the Omni Knight? That's an interesting one.
Reserve time.
Yeah, the Omni was not really something I was expecting. I thought maybe Dazzle was actually equally likely for both teams. Because again, for Clover, they have some sustain in the healing ward, but you kind of want more if you're going to try to hold your towers against the onslaught of early game that NiP have right now. But the Omni is great in the sense that if a team is running at you, that is the best place for an Omni to be in. You know, because you can throw out a heal, you can throw out a repel.
Oh, yeah?
The heal can deal damage for you. And against the Puck, for example, the repel just negates 100% of her damage, or its damage, whatever you want to call it, right? And Gyrocopter now being picked up, so it isn't going to be the core Veno that I was thinking, but it is going to be apparently off lane on the Veno, and we'll see if they want to actually turn that into a two-man lane. Could potentially see an Undying Veno in that off lane, and then Gyrocopter Ogre together with just having the Puck mid, which I think would actually be fine in terms of lanes. As per usual, our Dotas have crashed.
Come on,
so we're gonna have to restart everything.
Apologies, guys at home.
The dream.
I'm sure we won't miss anything. Hopefully.
Not gonna be any first bloods. It hasn't happened every single game so far that there's been a first blood before the creep wave spawn. Because I'm pretty sure it has, right? At least 2 out of the 3 games so far.
We're getting ourselves back.
See what happens.
Don't worry, we won't miss a thing. And if we do, we can just blame Scriff and Weapers because they're at the back doing stuff. But no, in all seriousness, it seems to be a glitch and reborn at the moment for spectators because it does kick us all out at the same time. Yeah, quite literally. I'm sure it's happening to the other language casters as well. But we should be able to load quickly back into it for what's going to be, I hope, a pretty exciting second game. Game 1 was incredibly exciting. For Clovers, you know, a team that's known for exciting plays and fantastic performances in NiP off the back of Game 1. They definitely had the potential to take it, and I think there's every opportunity for this one to be made into an equalizer and for it to go 1-1 between these two teams. If NiP can bring a similar level of performances in Game 1, because I'm kind of liking their draft here.
It's super aggressive, and I think, you know, NiP are the kind of team that don't really have one particular set playstyle. Like, they can do a couple of things, and I like the aggression coming out from them, just because I don't really like playing a losing game from the get-go. Like, I don't know about you, but I would much rather dictate the pace of the game and let the other team do what they want and then hope that we can come back by some really big engagements. So I'm always happy to see NiP take this particular stance, especially against a team like 4C&L, because they're saying, you know what, we're not scared. We're not scared of the early game fights. We can take the fights to you.
Let's talking about taking it to them. Bambo
Courier
has
down.
entered the game, and he's taking your courier.
So that's pretty much a Oh,
this might be a kill as well. That's a lovely fisher here, Jonas and fam. Not quite sure what to do with himself. Oh no, is he? Yes, he is. What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, no.
Where did he TP? Did he TP to the tower?
What?
That TP lasted so long.
Oh, my, Swift Ender nearly missed it as well. He was like,
thought, okay,
he's gone.
In his mind, yeah, he was like, yeah, he's gone. But he TP'd, he must have TP'd to the tower.
Wow.
There's no way a double tap TP takes that long, because I think he had his salve in his inventory, and his plan was to TP back to the tower and salve, so he didn't have to run all the way back from base, but joke's on him, he's dead anyway.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's whew.
All right, what's actually going on? Because Era's just off-laned against Omni Juggernaut right now.
Why not? Why not?
No, I'm saying it's fine. I'm just...
Mid lane. What's going on here? There's a lot of heroes. And Limp. He's just going to have a bit of a... Oh, Bambo.
Punch him.
Get out of here.
Puck hits hard, man. Gotta remember that.
Seal Kid giving EGM a good wallop. 1-0 at the moment. And there we go. Era versus Swift ending. Oh, yeah. No. Ooh. They've switched to the... Yep. Back you go. He's got another rocket barrage here. So he'll happily trade with the Jug. But some very interesting lanes here, and a bit of a switch around as well. They're sending the Undying now top with the Jara.
Yeah,
so, musical lanes.
I think what happened in the beginning is 4C&L were trying to dodge with the Juggernaut and not wanting to go up against the Juggernaut lane as middle Limp. Not gonna live. Not even close.
Oh boy, second pick off there for 4 Clovers. Top lane,
as well.
Era, silenced up. The Warriors got that burst, bringing him low, but now, well, there's a tombstone dropped and Hanscan looking for the decay. Swift ending. He's got to run himself away from the spooky zombies. Doesn't matter now. Oh, he gave his life for the tombstone. Swift Ending might still... Silkid's got a double damage. He's walking in, waltzing up. They'll probably even dive this one. Decay's down onto him. Now they're going to turn their attention towards YOLO Warrior. Pops the Purification. Trapped up by 3 Rocket Barrage from Arrow. Won't make the job a quick one. Double kill for Hansken. Swift Ending. He's salved up. Silkid. One more slash to the backside will bring down the Ogre. Another look for Hansken here as well. Chomping on the trees. Arrow still there with the Rocket Barrage. Flat Cannon as well. Swift Ending has literally not got a lot of health to play with at all. The Flat Cannon hits, bringing him low. He might just die to this. Hansken. He needs to hold the silence. The seal is there. The fish holding back. He needs to decay. No, it doesn't matter now. He's tangoed up. We'll still find it. Hansken's still alive here. Couple of smacks here to Swift Ending.
What's going on?
Rosie around the trees here. Hansken. Oh no, he's not going to kill Bambo, is he? I think he just might. One more slap, one more push. Oh, the stick charges. The fish are there. He needs to just give him a bit of a touch, a bit of a tickle. Can't do it. Silkid, what's he doing? Era's turned up as well. It's just a bit of a, what the heck's going on? Swift Ending is out of mana. So is Era. Has it got enough for the Rocket Barrage? Oh, they've got the slow onto Swift Ending. I think they might just find this Juggernaut kill. Era walking in close with the right clicks, with the tip-tap twos. One more should do it. Poor man's shield procs aren't going to save it. And now, Era's going to have another Rocket Barrage in a bit. EGM, Bambo, trying to man it up. There's the Fisher onto Era. Creeps now joining the fray as well. Slow onto Bambo, burning down in the trees. Era still alive. And now Hansken's turned back up. Bambo, do they want to go back in on this one? If only they had some kind of regen here for Era. Then they do. He's got a salve. This might not be over yet. It looks like it may have a little bit of a break. 4 minutes in, 4 for 3. What is going on, Dresden?
I have no idea what's going on. Like, that entire time, I just had the Benny Hill theme song playing in my head. Like, they're just behind the tower in the trees. Like, I mean, I understand that both teams have very aggressive teams, and you're going to want to try to establish dominance as soon as you possibly can in the game. But that was ridiculous. I think there's 3 or 4 members of NiP just sitting in the patch of trees above the tier 1. No big deal. It's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess you kind of got to say 4C&L get the better of it? Maybe slightly they come out with a kill advantage. Although I guess NiP have the Veno who's farming bottom lane and doing very well at that. Comparison to that poor Omni.
Silkid, he's got himself an Invis rune. Swift Ending. Probably won't be expecting this one. The Invis Ogre gang is going to come through. Decay stun to get laid down. Swift Silkid with the stun. There's going to be your Blade Fury here. They'll try and chase it down, but Swift Ending might be a little bit too swift. Oh yeah, the tombstone's down. Zombies coming in. The stick charges won't save him. As Era picks up the kill there on the top lane, mid lane. Oh! Tries to phase shift out the Sonic Wave, but the timing wasn't there, and eats a Sonic Wave to his face.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you do not orb to farm when the supports are MIA. Because if he had orb there, he might have been able to get over the fissure and live. But of course, that was a very nice combo.
Oh, Jonas, some fan. We might as well say his prayers now. He's got a lovely little wall of wards. It looks very pretty.
Oh, he doesn't have Gale.
But I think
he doesn't have a TP.
YOLO Warrior just repels up and walks through it. Says, screw your wall and screw you. Bambo's here.
He trapped himself.
Oh my goodness, what's even happening? H seal up. EGM giving a bit of a dance. There's your Fisher. And, oh, he's salving up. No, that's not him. No, he lives. Limp and Hansken turn up. And then turning it around. 4 Clovers getting punished for this. Losing 3 heroes. God. Yodason fan, he had it all planned all along.
He trapped himself.
12 kills, 6 minutes in.
Can somebody please explain to me what's going on this game?
This is quite something, Andy. I think if you're not watching this game, you're missing out. It's only going to get better, I'm sure.
That Fisher, I'm pretty sure, put him in fog. So instead of being able to actually hit him, he saved him. Like, there's not really many situations where that kind of stuff happens, you know?
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, trying to normalize the laning stage, how's the last hits looking?
Well, Yonason fan's leading, 39-4. No real surprise. Again, he was up against the Omni Knight. Maybe the one part of the map that until recently hadn't had too much action. But obviously, we just saw pretty much the entirety of 4C&L and NiP rotate to that lane a second ago. But yeah, he is definitely getting the better part of the early game. Versus the mid matchup, we have Pycat leading Limp here, but he did get ganked, so always important to keep in mind. And Pycat, obviously a very proficient player when it comes to lane bullies. Top lane.
Silkid, he's found Bambo and EGM, and they've found him. Era is now kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here. Oh, Hansken's turned. Oh, hello, this is a Limp pup. He's turned up to the fight. We'll put the Dream Core down. That's going to be Swift Ending dropping. They'll get themselves the Juggernaut. It would just be a 1-for-1, but a support for the core. NiP going to be happy. Pycat. He's not done.
Dire's
Sonic
top
Wave
tower
is
under
available.
attack.
He wants to get the wrap around the courier. Nice to be micro through the trees. Limp. He couldn't fit. Oh, yeah.
Dire's bottom tower.
He's not going to go for it. Pycat was hoping to find a bit of a catch out, but he's not going to get it there at the top.
Well, some games there is time for analysis, and some games you just have to watch both teams just punch each other until one of them falls down. I think that might be one of these types of games, Owen.
Top lane, indeed. There's 3v3, and maybe even more. Rotating in if it kicks off. Pycat, he really wants to use this Sonic Wave. He's been holding onto it for a bit. He really wants to let it go. I'm in my bottom lane. Some fans sitting on 1,600 gold. Is he going to pick up the Midas here?
Well, I mean, he could. It's not terrible on Venno. I think actually getting levels on him might even be better now, right? Because they made his ult last 16 seconds at every level.
Yes, instead of the 12, 13.
So I haven't actually done the math on if the scaling is better than it was before. I don't actually know off the top of my head. I'd have to look. But I know at level 1 it probably does more damage, right? Or did they just equalize it by making it do less damage and still last the same amount of time? I honestly have no idea.
I'm not too sure.
I'm not a Venno player, man. I'm not disgusting, you know? No offense.
No. No offense to poor Jones. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the damage has been reduced. So if you take
the
into
damage
account the
goes
different time...
Down by 6, but it lasts for 4 more
let's
seconds.
do some maths here.
Oh my god. Math is not my strong suit. We don't have time for math, Owen.
Time for math.
There's diving. Or potential diving.
Okay. That's potential tier 1 here on the top lane. Looks like they'll be able to get that one.
Dire's
There we go. No defense coming out from the side of 4 Clovers. Swift ending. What's he got coming out in the curry? He's looking pretty poor on this jug. In fact, incredibly poor. This man has not had a good start here on this top lane.
Dude, there's been 3 heroes in his lane since the get-go. Like,
limpy. That'll be a kill for Pycat. Sonic Wave to finish off the job. Steel Kid with the TP. Wants to try and find some E-gems there with a fish to the face. Hansken drops the tombstone, clears the trees, and in we go. Not like he's going to have the control though. An E-gem and Bambo should be fine for the time being. There's also Yellow Warrior around on the Omni Knight. If anything kicks off.
That Omni's level 8 with Arcane Boots, by the way.
This man's legit.
Yeah, he's got what it takes to be the best. And I'm sure that if anything is going to turn the game heavily in 4CL's favor, it's going to be him. Because a lot of people can underestimate how good Purification and Repel are in teamfights, and I promise you it will not take more than 1 or 2 times for NiP to realize we have to be a little bit more careful about just going completely ham.
Bottom lane. Oh, Jonas and Fan. Bringing Yellow Warrior fairly low here. Blocks him out from duking away into the tree line. And it was just the Trez healer. 1k gold on him as well now on this Venno. Hansken joining as well for the push down bot. Smoke up from the side of 4 Clovers though. Bambo on the sky. EGM on the shaker. Oh, Seal Kid. I think he wanted to get a bit of a wraparound going, but he's going to be the one caught out here. Bambo spots him out with the seal. EGM with the fish to control. Headshot tap him. Totem and give him a good whack in the gabba. That'll be 8 for 8 now on the board. At the same time, though, NiP continuing the pressure on the bottom. Yellow Warrior waltzing up. Tombstone's been dropped by Hansken. He's ready for the fight. Pycat has turned up. Has got the Sonic Wave, though. Purification. Jonas and Fan low, and they should be able to find the Venno. They will. Killing spree now for Pycat. Hansken getting the decays off. Pycat sticking about here. He's now going to blink away. They want to get rid of this Tombstone. Hansken, he's just going in. I mean, they popped the GA. Limps turns up. They do have a Dream Coil available on this puck.
Oh, they could turn this if they keep chasing.
Wera, if they can get a good Dream Coil. They're ready and waiting. Limp moving forward. It's Pycat gets the blink away. Straight out. EGM and Bambo. Left hugging the tier 2. Well, that's going to be it. Looks like NiP don't want to fight this. They want to look elsewhere across the map, but still, tensions running high between these 2 teams.
I'm curious to know what Jonas and Fan's going to go for here. He's got a Staff of Wizardry. Is that a 4 staff? Is it a book? I kind of feel like it's going to be a book, because a book 3 against this team is actually crazy strong in terms of being able to push. 4CL, one of their bigger weaknesses, they don't actually have great deep push. So killing the Plague Wards is already hard enough. They're just going to go for hero kills instead.
Oh, that's your dream call onto 2. Here comes the cooldown. Era turns up. And a little bit helicopter killing everybody. It's a double kill here for Era. But they do lose the Ogre. Jonas and Fan with the poison over onto Pycat. Trying to 1v1 here with the right click. Pycat getting low. Ticking down to the poison. Era with an ultra kill. And it might even be Pycat dying as well. Gets himself back to the base. The poison isn't enough. And 4 heroes down on 4 clovers. And what a fight there for the side of NiP. Era being in exactly the right place at exactly the right time.
You know the funny part about that is, I'm pretty sure, no, maybe he did see the other heroes, because there's actually a couple of trees missing from that patch right by the tier 1. So maybe he had vision, but he would have hit every single hero on 4CL if the Omni hadn't had a repel out. So nice call down, to say the least. Like, the 2-man coil set everything up. Obviously, 4CL want to defend their towers. And games that are really scrappy like this, the team that starts losing towers is the team that automatically just gets further and further behind. And if you look at the map, NiP right now have maintained every single one of their tier 1s, because most engagements are the ones that they actually start. They were running and tower diving up top, they were running towards mid, they were running towards bottom. There haven't really been too many fights where 4CL have been the ones pushing the pace. So every single time they're able to get away with like a kill on a tower, or in that case, 4 kills in a tower, you got to just look back and say, NiP, they're doing it right now.
They certainly are. They're bringing themselves back into this one. It is very close though. NiP with the blink. And let's be interested to see what he goes for next as his follow-up item. 13 minutes into this game. Era, 1k gold now. On top of his drums, treads Aquila. And he's going to be looking for that BKB next. Getting the BKB online. Smoke up now from NiP. Hansken, Era, and Seal Kid ready on the go. Let's see what they can find. Looks like they're indicating a wraparound onto bottom. They've had enough of this Omni Knight and his magical tricks. It's going to be a fairly hard kill there. If he can get a repel off and GA it. There's also the tier 2 still standing, so reaction might come out, and bambo gidoki.
Well, they got somebody.
They certainly do. Bambo tanks the gank there. And then NiP will group up as 5 now, and will almost certainly look to try and just take the tier 2 from bottom.
All right, so when it's 14 minutes in and your Juggernaut has a Morbid Mask and a Poor Man's Shield, and that's it, and the enemy team is 5-manning with level 4 Plague Wards and a Gyrocopter who's sitting on top of right now over 1,000 HP with Strength Treads on, getting closer to BKB, what is your actual counterplay? So normally you would hope that you look at EGM and you would say, please be close to your Blink Dagger. Just please have a Blink Dagger. And he's got 500 gold to his name.
Oh, Pycat waltzing into this one as the DD, trying to man up EGM with the Fisher, and then the Echo Stab controlling Seal Kid, bringing him low, but they haven't actually managed to kill him. Cooldown now, EGM's going to get popped, and Sonic Wave from Pycat will catch the Ogre off the back of it. Oh, there's a missile inbound. Will he get out? No, he will not.
That damage.
Double kill for Era as he picks up a godlike streak, and Era's Gyro, 9 kills, 2 assists, has not died yet 15 minutes into this game. A lot of action. And a lot of it going the way of NiP at this point.
I don't really know what 4CL are going to do if they keep giving away kills like this. Bambo's now going to be dropping mid as well. They don't even care about dropping a coil on him. Why not? They've definitely taken full control of the game up until this point, and even with 4CL having a bit of a CS advantage, it doesn't really matter when you're losing every single engagement, and now you're going to be losing your second tier 2 at just 15 minutes in.
Yeah, we can see on the graph it was kind of up and down, but now NiP starting to get a bit more of a significant lead. Swift standing doing what he can with the Mask of Madness in the jungle, trying to desperately catch up in terms of farm, but as we can see from the individual heroes' net worth is not looking good. Only really Quap at the moment keeping himself in the... Oh, they found him. Oh, they tried to get the Waning Rift out, but the spin was there. The reactions were nice for a Swift ending. The Fisher blocking them back. He's not going to walk forward onto that one. He's going to try and let someone else do the front lining. Era. Oh, it wasn't in fact a BKB, so he's going for, yeah, the S and Y here. So he's going full stats. And I mean, at this point, if he can get that S and Y out on top of the drums, treads, and Aquila, he's going to be doing a lot for this point of the game. You know, 18 minutes, you're incredibly tanky, and you don't even hit that bad.
These are the types of builds that you always do when you're snowballing really hard and you hope to end the game. Like, even in a pub setting, builds like this are often considered very strong. But the difference between a pub and a competitive game is the rest of your team knows you want to end the game. So instead of waiting around and potentially giving a 4CL, in this case, a chance to come back, I don't think that NiP are going to be sitting idly by and letting 4CL get themselves back in here.
Well, Top lane, NiP really want to fight. They want to go limb with the waning rift. The repel comes out to give Pycat a bit of sustain and allow him to continue to fight. The missile onto Bambo, then the zombies chomping away, bringing him low. Handscan moving forward. There's the purification to heal. Bambo back up. Pycat has to blink away now. Handscan with the flesh column trying to get the Mystic Flare, doing a lot. And the Fisher holding him. Handscan in place underneath it. Will bring down what is actually the Bambo. Scar after first to fall here. Handscan still alive. Yellow Warrior with the heal. EGM wants to try and do something. Has a Fisher in a few seconds. Echo Slam is available, but he's going to have to look for the walk-in if he wants to try for it. And okie dokie, Pycat moving forward. Sonic Wave, beautiful. Catches on to 2. But he's silenced up. Forced back again. And looks like it may be it here. Oh, Pycat really would love to find something here. He's been repelled up. He feels pretty safe. Blink back out before that runs out. Mech now picked up by Handscan, and not a moment too soon as they can heal back up and look elsewhere on the map for a bit of action. Maybe just try and push down that mid lane and take another tier 2.
Yeah, they were reaching dangerous territory when it comes to maybe overstaying your welcome a little bit, giving Pycat the opportunity to clean you guys up and get himself back into the game in a big way. So very nice composure from NiP, not just overextending and staying a little bit longer than they should have. Now we're thinking about things like Roshan. Neither team is really that good at killing it. Like 4C&L have Juggernaut with Mask of Madness, so maybe with a healing ward, a couple points into that, they're equipped to do the job. But who knows? NiP right now, they're pinging it out. Maybe, just maybe, Handscan is thinking to himself that they can do it. They do have mech, but the rest of their sustain is pretty lackluster without having anyone on their team with Helm of the Dominator or anything like that. So I think they might just continue to fight this out. They may not look to take Roshan until a bit later.
And Jonathan fan, it looks like he's going for a diffusal build on the Venom.
Diffusal, huh? It's good against Omni, obviously.
Yeah. I guess if you can get it.
They buffed it as well, so it doesn't have a cooldown anymore.
It's straight, just diffusal the
which
the
means
whole
you
team.
just like go full diffusal everyone instantly as soon as G8 comes out. It's like, yeah, where you at? You know? And the thing is, sure, you waste a lot of charges, but oh, Coil here.
Indeed.
Top lane.
No, he might not be able to follow this one up though. The Fisher from EGM looks like it will stop the aggression from NiP.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Jonathan fan just trying to get the momentum going his way in the mid lane as the rest of the team hangs around top. At this point, 4 Clovers a little bit too scared to leave the base, really.
I mean, I don't blame them. Every time they've taken an engagement in the last like 10 minutes, it hasn't really gone great.
Oh, they're gonna go for Roche here.
That could be the time. They do have Plague Wards for vision. And again, they do have that mech on the Undying. Now Era's got his SNY too. This thing's looking pretty good right now.
Oh, Jug, you did not want to be going that far down this lane. I don't know if he... No, there's no way he lives there. Era now beyond godlike. 10 kills, 4 assists, still yet to die. And 4 Clovers, I mean, they are smoked up, but do they really want to try and fight without the Juggernaut? Seems incredibly risky. It looks like they really want to do something about the Roshan.
I think this is the fight where if they lose it really badly, they just call GG. They need to win this fight.
EGM's repelled up. He wants to go for the walk-in Echo Slam, but there's no one in there at the moment. Limp just phase shifts out.
God.
He's going to look to orb away. EGM just drop out. Fisher now Era with the cooldown. He's going to latch onto 2. GA has been popped. Yellow Warrior is able to sustain himself for a bit. He's going to hold EGM in place on the shake, and they'll get the Gale here as well. EGM caught amongst it all. They've already lost the Omni. That'll be the Shaker dropping, and Bambo looks to follow suit as he tries to get himself away from the scary, scary group of NiP members, but Hera on a triple kill. They literally cannot stop this man.
I mean, they were down a hero at the start. So taking the engagement, realizing that Roshan is on the table, I know that 4C&L are thinking to themselves, if we don't take this, we're just giving away another advantage anyway. So we got to try for something. The problem is Pycat didn't even end up using his ultimate during that fight. EGM goes in, he's looking for an Echo. Everyone's already outside of the pit, outside of Limp, who you certainly do not want to solo Echo in that situation. And then he misses his fissure. Does not hit a single person with it. Just like completely down the middle, maybe tried to block somebody, but didn't end up working out for him in that sense. And then NiP just clean up. Like, Era is so damn tanky at this point. 1500 HP with the SNY drums and treads. I really don't know what 4C&L are supposed to do against this at the moment. Like, they need to buy time. They need their Juggernaut and their Shaker to actually have items, and thankfully EGM is starting to get some semblance of farm. He's at 1600 gold right now. If he can maybe get Blink Dagger, get a good Echo, we could look to see things turn.
They're gonna certainly need to hope on and hold on for something like that, because at the moment NiP are just looking absolutely dominant in the jungle. Veno is hanging around here, did find the jug. Just gonna be the Yules and then the walk away. A little bit worried about the Omni Slash coming out at this point, and really does not want to give SwiftEnding that opportunity to get himself back in the game. And in fact, SwiftEnding could be in trouble here. They're going to drop the Dream Coil. SwiftEnding very smartly looking for the TP out, and he's going to do it. Very, very good decision making there from him.
He needed to do that, otherwise he was just dead. Now the question remains, can 4C&L hold their high ground? EGM is still 200 gold away from this. If he sells all of his items right now, I think he gets a total of about 150 gold, but the fissure is actually going to put him real close to having the dagger.
Oh, Era. Oh, he's on the wrong side of the wall. He's got a tombstone, and I don't think Era cares. Being so oh, he does if he stands under the Mystic. We'll walk out of it. Getting fairly low here. Era's
So low.
Still just alive. The zombies forcing him back. Fortification comes out.
Dire's top tower
And they just can't stop this aggression, this push from NiP. Tier 3 to 4 EGM. He wants to go for the walking Echo Sound. That's it. I mean, that literally is it. It doesn't do a lot. He's going to die. The GA has come out. PyCap doing what he can, trying to find the kill on the Venom. They have found Limp here, but Era still prevails. They haven't even touched him, haven't even tickled him, and he's found himself a double kill. The flat cannon hits, forcing back the side of 4 Clovers as the siege continues onto their racks.
Dire's top barracks.
Desperately throwing out everything they can to force back NiP, but it's just not enough at this point, and NiP should be able to claim themselves a set of racks without losing too much at all. They'll, of course, lose the Limp Puck, but I'll be surprised if they lose anything else here. Tombstone out once more. 4 Clovers just can't come in close enough to dispatch it. There we go now. They're closing the gap. They do get the Tombstone now. Maybe they can find something off the retreat. Oh, that was a beautiful 3-man Sonic Wave. But now Era the cooldown. He can't turn it. He'll drop Seal Kid to fall as well. And some fantastic patience there from the side of 4 Clovers, waiting for the perfect time to jump. And they couldn't have jumped at a better time than that one. Beautiful Sonic Wave and a beautiful cleanup. And they do keep half the racks alive.
They didn't lose the melee racks, which is the big one. So keeping that one alive is definitely great. They got a huge kill streak from taking down Era. I think it was 1,000 gold, yeah, a little bit more than that. And then obviously taking out the other 2 members, the Ogre Magi and the Undying, is going to add even more of a benefit to that team fight for 4C&L. And you can see it's reflected in the gold. Like 3,200 gold exchange, around 2,700, 40 experience, give or take. I mean, PyCat also bought back for that.
They did, which was absolutely necessary.
Yeah. I'm not saying the buyback was bad. I'm just saying, like, they're still investing a lot to keep the game going at this point in time. And PyCat's going to have to keep landing those sick ults, man. He needs like 4 or 5 man ults every single team fight. On the bright side, EGM has secured his Blink Dagger. So for the next fight, hopefully we get to see a Blink Echo out of him instead of just a normal Echo where he walks into Plague Wards and then echoes like... I don't think he actually hit a hero with Aftershock.
Hello, PyCap. He did just blink down. Dream Core's there as well. No escape for the Quap, and that, of course, is pretty much a dieback. 70 seconds without no buyback. Bambo slides across the tree line. He's trying to get himself away, but Limp's there. They've caught him with the Yules, and Bambo will drop as well. Second hero to fall on the side of 4 Clovers. Neither of them with buyback available. And NiP once again will almost certainly look to continue to go aggressive and at least finish off the racks on the top lane.
Yeah, they're already making their way up there right now. The Undying and the Venom are already kind of in the area. And you can see Jonas and fans actually just setting up a Plague Ward wall middle because he knows he doesn't want the lanes to push out. If bottom pushes out, okay, that's fine. But between top and middle, I think the top lane should probably take quite a bit of damage here, maybe even die. But even 70 seconds isn't really that long at this stage in the game. Looks like they might actually be up in time to defend. Maybe not. They're not going to try to contest it without him being dead. If they started throwing out spells and like walking towards NiP, maybe they could have kept this racks alive for a little bit longer, but they're probably just valuing having 5 heroes to defend the next set of racks, which obviously if they get double racks at 27, 28 minutes in, it's going to be super hard to come back from that. So I understand the play to just sack that one and make sure you take the next fight as 5.
Okay, EGM and PyCap, they're looking for the play. Smoke up time is indeed on the menu. They've got the Echo Slam, they've got the Sonic Wave. EGM, of course, with that blink. If he can find some kind of miraculous jump. If Pycat can ult as well as he did on the top lane, he could look to push back NiP, but it's all about this initiation. EGM still hanging around on the wings. Oh, there we go, straight in onto the core. Onto Era, they take him down. That's Era out the fight, but Lim's there with the Dream Cold Rain. Gets himself up the core oil, and oh no, the fight continues because they've got the GA out. They can't quite bring down anyone on the side of 4 Clovers. Yola Warrior TP straight out. Era has brought back it. Lim blinking forward, wants to try and find Bambo. Bambo keeps himself alive here with the charges. Lim on the retreat, the Fisher. The new damage, not enough, Lim. Yours up, will survive. Pycat blinks back. And NiP still continues to push. Era did have to buy back for this one. Needs to be careful. They are without Bambo though on the Skyraf, and oh, Yola Warrior kind of walks into this one. Has the Glimmer Cape. Is he going to save him? Oh, it just will. Oh, there's your Omni Slash bouncing around, but it's not a lot. Oh, that's the ult that we need from Pycat to keep himself in this game. Didn't bring anyone down, but it brought Limp incredibly low. Era put the BKB, maintaining his position as he pushes onto the racks. Now Limp jumping forward, waiting rift onto EGM, silenced up, EGM with the walk away. The healing ward is out, purification. Oh, the Fisher is lovely. They burst him down before he can get himself to the orb. Fantastic play there from the duo. Now they might look for more. Pycat repelled up the diffuser blaze there to remove the magic immunity. Bambo, and he's caught in between and gets the Mystic Flare out, gets himself back up to the high ground with the 4-staff. The Warrior trying to move forward, did manage to bring Seal Kid incredibly low hit. Fisher onto Era. Can they kill Era? Soul Rip's there to heal him back up. Anderson fan was able to tick down Bambo there on the Skyraf with the poison damage, and Limp's come back in. He wants to continue fighting this with EGM. Laying low, the purification, healing him back up. They won't be able to finish him off. EGM wants to go back in. Pycat with the Sonic Wave will find Era. Massive kill. Hands Ken caught out by the Fisher. There's the Dream Card that wants to tow EGM, and Pycat caught out. EGM will fall. Pycat still moving forward here. Wants to try and find more Swift Ending. Chopping away. Will find Hands Ken. That's going to be the Undying dying as well. Pycat links forward. Would love to find something else, but it looks like this is the time for NiP to get themselves the hell out of there. The rest of them retreat. And amongst all of that, the Racks remain alive in the mid lane, Andy. As the slow siege was just not quick enough for NiP to actually get anything from it.
So the first time they went high ground, they got all the spells pretty much used by 4C&L. Like they popped the GA, Queen ulted, Omni Slash was used, like pretty much everything was thrown out in defense of the Racks. Era ends up dying. Era buys back with the assumption that they can't win a fight without GA. We'll just go down middle lane again and we'll brute force it. We'll just knock the Racks down, and if I have to spend my buyback and even a second life to get that Racks, then it's more than worth it, because as we already said, getting a dual set of Racks is super hard to come back from. But they didn't get it. They went down mid the second time. They got pushed up by Pycat. His Aghanim Scepter purchase has paid off like tenfold this game. Just having the consistency of being able to throw out those ultimates every 40 seconds, deep pushing the wave, hitting through BKB, which Era did have popped the second time the ulti came out. There's just so many things that it's going well right now for 4C&L, and that was with just a one-man echo. Like at the start, when they came to high ground the first time, they just solo echoed Era and just blew him up and tried to kill him like straight away. So imagine if he gets a good echo.
It's gonna be pretty scary. And the NiP certainly, I'm sure, will be playing a bit more careful after the last two attempts to siege. They've ended in almost tears here for the side. Pycat being stalked here by the Invis. Hands Ken on the Undying. Blink himself out. Swift Ending now sitting on 2.5k gold. Hands Ken moving forward into the jungle. It's 4 Clovers heading in the right directions. 4.7k gold on Pycat's crop at the moment. A lot of money here for the man. And mid lane, looks like NiP are going to stick to their guns, and they're going to try and go for the push again onto the Racks.
The question is, can they hold on to it a second time?
Creeps here, MVPs with the dewarding. Are they going to get aggroed away?
They have been dropped. 4 buybacks right now on the side of 4C&L. 4. And NiP have 0.
So have a look. Still both teams waiting to jump. Era's going to move in on the front lines with the flat cannon. Fisher gets him on the backside.
Like they're gonna, this is the problem, like 4C&L need to initiate because they're eventually gonna get their Racks whittled down by Plague Wards. They need to be the ones to start the engagement.
NiP are certainly playing a lot more carefully. Not willing to jump in EGM. He blinks back. He would have loved to found an Echo Slam there. My goodness, 32 minutes in this game. It's whoever messes up now, they're going to pay. But as you said, 4 Clovers have got a lot of leeway with their buybacks that they have got available. And NiP just kind of camping it out outside the base. Waiting for the next good point of attack to come through. Perhaps waiting for 4 Clovers to overextend, send someone out of the base. Is this refresher on Pycat? And I've got to say, so far, Pycat's ult have been on point. If he can get 2 of those in a team fight, my goodness.
I mean, the thing about it is, even without the refresher, the fights have been lasting so long that he's been getting 2 ultimates off anyway.
He's going to get 3 out now.
40 seconds is not really that long when you're fighting for 2 minutes straight. But Roshan is alive, as we already talked about. Looks like that's going to be the next thing on the menu here for NiP. Now, this is an interesting situation because this is a really great spot for EGM. Like, if he can find the Echo, if they get a good smoke up, if he finds the Echo, this could be the turning point.
EGM, is he going to do it? Look at them. Oh, he goes for it. Echo Slam straight away. Fish to follow up, but Eric gets off the beacon, but the Sonic Wave's massive. There's the first, and there's the second as well. 2 already dead on the side of NiP, and maybe even more. Jonas and Fan caught mixed it all. Trying to find Bambo. Bambo gets himself up to the high ground. Swift ending, doing what he can with the Blade Fury. Steel Kid and Error still alive here. Bambo going 1v1 with Jonas and Fan. Is going to work out for him. He's going to lose his life. Double kill for Hanscan. They will find a triple kill for the Undying. They want to get Error. Swift ending. He could taste the kill, but he's not going to get it. Gale to the face. Oh, the play. No. Oh, playing with fire there, Error. Hanging around in close proximity. But they do get away with it, and NiP will look to take Roshan. And I've got to be honest, that was with 4 Clovers, hitting 2 perfect Sonic Waves, a very nice Echo Slam. Hats off to NiP for being able to turn that one around and coming out on top.
Era's BKB reaction was actually super fast there. Like, if he had been even a little bit slower, I think he would have been in a lot more trouble, but he ended the fight roughly like 25%, 30% health. There just wasn't enough left on 4C&L to be able to finish him off. And at the end of the day, I think they caught the Undying in the puck with the Echoes. And I think that was probably not like the ideal targets. Obviously, you want to catch Era. That's
yes, they want to get the Echo on Era.
Yeah, I mean, catching the puck is fine, but the Undying, I feel, is not really the high priority target. But it's a hard situation because you can't see what you're going on anyway. You have to go in no matter what. And I'm not sure if that ward was dropped before or after the fight started. I guess it was before. So maybe he had some idea of what he was getting himself into, but still a valiant effort coming in from 4C&L. They did expend the refresher, but they did not have to use any buybacks there. So even though NiP might be having the Aegis up on the gyrocopter, there will still be some buybacks on the side of 4C&L. The Shaker has one, so does Omni, and so does Jug. The people who don't have them, obviously the Skywrath and the Queen, but Pycat's only like 400 gold away, so maybe he can manage to get his hands on that gold before the push continues here from NiP.
Well, we're talking about the push from NiP. We've seen 4 Clover's been able to hold off in the mid lane twice already. Let's see if they can do it 3rd time. Echo Slam will be back online for this defense. And it's all about who EGM can jump on. Standing strong, 4 Clovers. Oh, Lynn with a 3-man Dream Coil. There's the call out, the Poison Nova onto them all. That's Earth Shaker going down. Will buy back straight away. Swift ending, trying to play Fury out. Will go down as his triple kill for Error. Buybacks across the board. Everyone is back on the pitch for the side of 4 Clovers. But they have lost half the racks here. Yellow Warrior moving in on the front lines. Tombstone is still up for the side of NiP. Limp blinking forward. Diffuser dropped down onto YOLO. Did get off the Glimmer Cape. Limp gets the silence on TGM. Limp Soul ripped up as well. Yellow Warrior heals himself. There's the GA coming out as well. They're trying to... Oh! EGM with the Echo Slam! Pycat coming into the cleanup. Hansken will put the mech. He's going to live. Soul rips himself. Gives him a clap. Will be fine. It's only the Omni Knight down on the side of 4 Clovers at the moment. 2 dropped on the side of NiP. Swift ending might look to fall again, though, and that is a dieback. He will go down here, and Error will lose the Aegis. EGM still doing what he can here with his buddy Pycat. Steel Kid's soul ripped up. Error's still there. Pycat, Bambo, and EGM. Can they deal with this man just as a 3-man? Called out, trying to create some space, but these soul rips have been pretty huge from Hansken. Fisher will catch Error, but it looks like that will be that. Forcing them back. They did lose the racks. Diebacks and both the Juggernaut and the Omni Knight.
Is under attack.
And the Ancient, as the wonderful lady just informed us, is indeed under attack. NiP slowly doing it, but they're going to hold off for now, giving a little bit of mercy to 4 Clovers.
4C&L's tenacity this game is actually insane. Like, the fact that they've been able to stay in it given all the bad fights that have happened during the early game, the mid game, losing the Roshan engagement, losing every single Aegis that spawned. it's really tough to play against this kind of pressure when they have this big of an advantage and still maintain at least somewhat of your base after every single engagement. And even though they spent 3 buybacks, you know what? That's fine. Like, just defend, take team fights, do what you do.
Under attack.
At this point, 4C&L probably don't have the greatest chance of winning, but they're certainly making it a hell of a show.
They certainly are. I mean, again, we're at a game 37 minutes young and 61 kills across the board. I couldn't ask for anything more high octane than this. And well, I mean, what's the plan now for NiP? Do they just are they just confident to just go? I mean, is there anything that they're scared of on the side of 4 Clovers? I guess it's really EGM.
Satanic now, so probably not that many things they're scared of anymore on the gyrocopter. Era's been doing a really good job in the last couple of fights, just staying alive. I mean, the guy's 21, 3, and 11. Like, he is a monster this game. And with the addition of that Satanic, I don't know if they even have the damage to kill him anymore. Like, they're gonna have to pop a GA when a Satanic is up and hope that Jonas and Fan doesn't just defuse it, which, by the way, he's used so many defusal charges that he is already upgraded and is almost out of his level 2 defusal. So that's what, 14 charges that he's used so far?
I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the waiting game here for 4 Clovers. Wait for the diffusal charges to all be gone.
Just bait
and
him
you'll
out,
have a better chance, indeed.
Throw repels on people. But, I mean, you can't even really bait defusal anymore because it used to have a cooldown. So you could, like, repel somebody, bait it, and then you could GA and keep the person alive with just a heal if they were taking magic damage. But now you can't even do that because if you just GA, it immediately gets purged too. There's no cooldown. So you just get double purged. You're like, well, that sucks.
NiP just waiting for that opportune moment to push. The wall being popped down here on the bottom lane. Clearing out any creeps that dare to leave the base of the Dire.
There is double ulti here on Pycat.
Yeah.
Bear in mind. So a lot of damage potential coming in from 4 Clovers.
This is just 4 Clovers waiting for NiP to make a mistake. Waiting for them to send someone in, or just trying to close that gap with EGM and his Echo. Okay, Pycat has to be careful here. He's got the repel once more.
Dire's ancient is under
And, okay, there's Limp jumping in. Oh, I guess that from EGM. Beautiful fissure as well. Looking for Era, but the Glimmer Cape's there. Era's going to be fine. Sonic Wave 1 comes out. They've lost EGM. Now Era pops the BKB, starts to go to work. Pycap blinks away. Yule's holding Omni Knight in place. There's your second Sonic Wave. Era incredibly low, but they can't quite kill him. Pycap looking for the right clips, but he's going to go down. The Omni Slash comes out from Juggernaut. It will actually kill Era, but at the same time, it's going to be a buyback here from Pycap on the quad. He might find Jonas and Fan. He's looking for it with Swift, and he's well. Hang on. They're doing it. It's a triple kill, but the Ancient. Someone get your hands to the bloody Ancient. It's going to go down if they're not careful. Trying to man up against Hanskin here on the Undying. The Ancient getting low. Bambo trying to do what he can, but he's a lonely Skywrath. He's in a lot of trouble here as the Super Creeps start to hit him. Pycap gets to Stone's Hanskin. Swift ending chase down. 1-2 free. Give himself a crit. He'll get yourself a kill. Ultra kill for Swift ending. The Juggernaut has finally turned up to the game. But they've lost the courier. Bambo might lose his life. If they can get Limp, this is going to be pretty huge. He's Julesed up. Oh! Pycat with the ult finishes Limp. He does have a buyback. They do manage to defend the Ancient. And Jonas and Fan, is he going to try and YOLO some damage in here? He might just do so. Swift ending. Oh, he's just been galed. And he is taking a lot of tick damage. Pycat's here. Buyback from Bambo. They'll find Jonas. Oh, that's Mystic Flare bringing him low. He'll have the Yules to keep himself alive. And now with a slap from EGM, they'll shut him down. 80 seconds now with Jonas and Fan on the sidelines.
Is Bambo going to die to that?
He's fine.
Are you sure?
Nope.
Dire's
Oh, the bottle charges! All right, he's fine. That was close, though.
Can they really still hold on to this game?
Dire's ancient.
I mean, every time they take an engagement now, it's not about can they hold their bottom racks.
Swift ending just got so much from that fight as well. He got an ultra kill.
Yeah, I mean, he just got a boatload of gold. That's never really been the question, is if they can maintain the farm. It's can they stop the onslaught of pushes that NiP keep putting together. And again, when you're at this point and your tier 4s are dead, every time you try to defend the base, you're taking thrown damage. That's not something that's very easy to come back from. I mean, the nice thing is, like you mentioned, Swift ending is actually kind of big right now in terms of farm. Maybe if they had maintained at least one more set of racks, I'd say this would be a winnable game. But for now, they need to try to find a way to stop NiP from getting to their side of the map. Like, they need to just smoke and just leave their base and just look for a fight. Because if NiP get to your base, they're going to wait out the other lanes, they're going to let them push in, and then they're going to take a team fight when the lanes are right at your doorstep. And then you're just going to be taking more damage in your base, and you can't afford to. There's not even a hut left on the north side of the base to take damage anymore.
It's looking pretty sparse.
Radiant's middle
And that
tower
is
under
for
attack.
sure.
The creeps are just going to beeline the throne. There's no defense anymore.
Venom's out diffusal charges.
Yeah,
But,
but Puck bought one.
It has indeed. Oh, hello. EGM wants to try and find a kill on Terror. The Mystic Flare as well, bringing arrow low, but he's healed up by the Soul Rip. Now with the stun onto Bambo. Bambo, there's the GA. He will actually be able to get himself away, and now the Omni Slash bringing arrow low. Can they kill him? No! They cannot. Caught out being popped. Swift Eddie trying to do it. One, but yes! They got him! They got the Gyro. Error's down. Swift Eddie might lose his life, though. If they can get the Jug here and up, he will still be happy with this trade. Swift Eddie trying to get back. Sonic Wave from Pycat. Heading on to 3 of them. All 4. Purification on Swift Eddie. Swift Eddie will live. Yoda Safan gets the Gale out. On to Yola Warrior. Pycat with a Shadow Stroke and Seal Kid. Trying to force them back. TP coming in from Bambos. Returns to the fight. EGM thinking forward with the Enchant Totem onto Seal Kid. Has been used up, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his team should be able to dispatch of the Ogre. They will. Pycat on a killing spree, and they found the Fisher onto Hansken. Chasing him down. He's out of mana and potentially out of luck as well. Has got the Glimmer Cape. Looking for the Jukes, and he's going to do it. Now Jukes the side of 4 Clovers. EGM. Oh, hello, pretty lady. I don't know. He's revealed himself. Now he's on the runaway. The Fisher onto 2. Now with the Mystic Flare onto Limp as well. Ancient sealed up here, backing himself out. Pycat moving forward here. Has been repelled up. Limp here with a face shift Juke. And there's the Sonic Wave, perfectly timed. He does get the Undying. And Limp now being caught out by EGM. No! Limp will come out on top of that trade. And, well, 4 Clovers, they're certainly defending, Andy.
They are making this a game. And what otherwise you would assume in any situation would just be over.
There's a Dagon on
4CL.
Pycat.
They just refuse to give up. And you know what?
Refresh your Dagon.
That's Dagon level 3 as well. So if you catch somebody out with an Echo, even if it's Era, for example, 2,400 health, you got 2 Queen of Pain ultis, each one of them doing 555 damage apiece, plus 2 Dagons, that's 600 damage, which I think ends up doing 450. So 900 plus the 550 times 2, that's a lot of damage. It's like 1,700-ish, right? Somewhere around there, 1,600, 1,700. And then you have Echo on top of that. If you catch out Era, you can actually pop him.
Oh, what's his speed cap? He's going to be 5 seconds now, isn't it?
It's close. Yeah, it's 5 seconds.
It's 5 seconds. That's a small window he's got to play with.
I mean, if the Earthshaker is completely uninterrupted, like say they repel him, he goes in, he gets the Echo, the Enchant, the Fissure. I bet you they kill him before he can do anything.
We'll have to see. And that's a level 4 Dagon now. He's making it bigger, Pycat. And NiP will look for Roshan. I don't know if 4 Clovers will be able to stop this. They might not even know about it. They're hanging around towards the mid lane.
I think they know. I think they definitely know. They're going to repel Pycat, though.
They need to get EGM in here.
He's got the refresher.
Swift Ending has got the Omni Slash. He's been spotted out by the ward. Swift Ending moving in. What is he going to go for straight away with the Blade Fury? Roshan still sitting pretty healthy. Limp moving forward here. Dream Call only onto 2 here. EGM's going to be fine with the Glimmer Cape. Limp getting Dagoned. And there's your Omni Slash. Not doing an awful amount. And this is Swift Ending, in fact, on his own. So Swift Ending's going to go down here. The rest of 4 Clovers trying to find Limp, but Limp kind of outplaying them all at the moment, kiting them around, creating a lot of space for the rest of his team. And now Era's turned up with Seal Kid. And they found EGM. They found Pycat. Pycat will blink away, but EGM stunned up and brought down. Bambo does manage to TP out, but they've lost 2 on the side of 4 Clovers. They do have buybacks available. Pycat just casually blinking away.
All right, so Limp, I got to give him a huge shout out right there because what he just did may have like sealed them the game, like completely. The courier dies.
Oh, hang on, that's
Looks
someone
like
Aghanims
it's
on.
gonna-
That had Undying Zags. Oh, it's a good job they killed that, because Undying Aghanims is pretty freaking scary. 10 strength with each decay. I'll have that thank you very much.
I mean, I just want to go back to the Roshan fight really quickly because I think it's super important that people keep in mind. Limp goes in 1v4, doesn't kill anybody, but he stops everyone on 4CL from helping Swift Ending. And he has to Omni 4 people alone? Like, what's that going to do? He had no backup at all. Limp was just keeping him there. And then 4CL chased him instead of trying to go back and help their Juggernaut. So,
Dire structures are
well, Glyph is popped. This is the last stand here for 4CL.
EGM's back. Has the Echo Slam. Error.
Player's bottom tower has fallen.
Wants to try and push. EGM being glimmer caped up. There's the tombstone. They want to get rid of that before they do start to fight. Fish has been thrown out, but the soul rip healing up the tombstone. EGM getting low. There's just Sonic Wave from Pycat. Orbing forward here. Limp into the center of it all, and now poison over massive. EGM finally gets to the Echo Slam. Can they kill Limp before he can get out? No, Limp gets the phase shift off. Will have that error with the cooldown. Four Clovers have got to get themselves out of here if they want to live. But the Ancient, how's the Ancient doing in terms of health? It can't be good because the creeps are heading away. Limp's found the kill onto EGM. The multicast coming out. YOLO Warrior will be dropped as well. Swift Ending still alive here. Trying to man up against the Silkit. Oh, there's the Omni Slash. It's pretty nice as well. The Bash is Silkit getting low and will get brought down. They'll find the kill onto Ogre. Error. Will he find Swift Ending? Yes, he will, but Swift Ending does have buyback. We'll use it straight away here. And now they'll look for round two. Swift Ending coming straight out. The Ancient. Carty's going to do it with the creeps. Handset goes in for the snap. GG, well played is called by Bambo. And NiP take game two. What a game.
What a start to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague
It's
Season
been a
4.
fantastic day, Draskell.
It's been a good day.
It's
a good
been
day
a
of Dota.
very good day.
I would say this game, maybe one of the words to describe it would be a little bit clowny. You know, I mean, ever since the beginning of the game, it's pretty much just been nonstop action, people fighting all over the place. And for a while, it seemed like both teams were on equal footing. But as we mentioned before, some towers started falling. Most of it was in favor of NiP. I mean, at the end of the game, I'm pretty sure, had 4C&L taken any tier 2s? No, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they did take
on the
tier
bottom
2s,
lane,
yeah.
They got a tier 2.
So for a really long time, like I mentioned, it was pretty even, and then things started looking really good for NiP. Then that ultra kill middle lane era with like the 4 or 5 man cooldown, and that's when they were like, okay, this game is definitely favoring NiP. And since that particular point, it was just nonstop pressure. They never let up. They got every single Roshan, and I mean, there were a couple of glimpses of hope from 4C&L.
There were. I mean, I would say there was a lot of glimpses of hope on the defense. Each and every time, it looked like NiP had a lot of struggle just kind of pushing them over the edge and finishing the game. I think it was about maybe a good 20 minutes or so of the game, which did kind of consist of NiP coming in, looking to finish, 4Clover saying, nope, go back, and then rinse and repeat, trying it again and again. And obviously 4Clovers never really managed to get right back on top, but they certainly gave it their all. And I think, as we were saying before, both teams very exciting to watch, and that matchup could not have had any more action involved. And of course, it'll be very interesting to see future matchups with these two teams, and of course Empire as well. We were saying it as we came off the back of that game. It's been a fantastic game, day of Dota 2. Yeah, we have had a lot of exciting games. If you did miss any of the earlier VODs, I do I advise that you go and watch them later on, because
at least watch this game.
Yes, if you just joined the stream,
super exciting.
Make sure you watch it. It was some fantastic stuff indeed. But that is it from myself and Andy. Don't go anywhere though. I know you're rushing off, because you got to stick around, because we're going to be sending you over right now to Shiva, Shane, Lumi, and Zyori for some final words on the day, and of course that game that we just witnessed. From myself and Andy, goodbye.